Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm David Schlottman. I'm the new principal over here at Rancho Vista High School, and this is the new student orientation. We're glad that you're with us. As we've been saying, we'd like you to put your name and actually email in the chat if you can. That'd be great. We want to make sure that we're connecting with you, but thank you very much for being here and taking your time this evening. So as I said, I'm the principal. And we have a great staff here at Rancho Vista. We're going to have a full-time assistant principal. That'll be very helpful. We've got Secretary Lisa Cinderman. You'll probably be talking a lot to Lisa, as she's someone you see first when you come in the door. Mrs. Rice is our counselor. We have a social worker, Mrs. Siez, and we have 13 general education teachers and 2 special education teachers. So that's our crew. It's a small thing, but it's a great thing. You're going to really enjoy coming to Rancho Vista. Now, you probably heard a lot of things about, Rancho Vista and all the different names you hear about Susan Nelson. You can see on the screen here, there's a lot of different programs that are under alternate education, but we are Rancho Vista High School. That's the one in blue you see on your screen. And that's the one we're talking about tonight. So Susan Nelson or all the other schools, we're not talking about them. This is just for Rancho Vista for tonight. And of course, you need to be registered. So you can do that on the district website. Every year, our families need to make sure they're doing their annual update, including registration, residency, and the whole 9 yards. So make sure that gets done. Click on the enrollment and registration link and make sure that you are fully enrolled and fully registered. And I should also mention to everybody that at the end, we'll have an opportunity for questions. So, we're going to go through this, but please, we want to make sure we get all your questions answered tonight. So who are the students that come to Rancho Vista? Well, you've got to be at least 16. So that's where most of our students are. They're 16 and above. They're usually behind in credits. They might have had some behavior issues, some attendance issues, and some of them need a little bit more of a flexible schedule. So behind in credits, we can help. Attendance, that's something you get to help out as well in a smaller environment to make sure that you're attending. And 16 years of age, we make sure that everyone is that age so that we have kids of all the same age, a little bit older, a little bit more mature, mostly juniors and seniors on our campus. So as some of our students have had a history of failure, we do try to inculcate a growth mindset so kids get an idea of how they can get out of failure and grow and be more resilient, have a little bit more grit. And as some of our students have a history of trauma, we do have a social worker on campus. And that's really helpful. That's Mrs. Siez. And because there's some folks have not sure what their future looks like, we do have a lot of emphasis on career exploration. What is next for our students? It's very important that we get our students connected to what's next after high school. So that's those are some of the big things that we provide for our students here. And our number one goal, of course, is to graduate students. They can return to their home school and do that, or they can graduate right here from Rancho Vista. A lot of students end up graduating right here from Rancho Vista because they feel so comfortable here. Our next goal is to support their social, emotional health. They feel good about themselves and good about their learning. And then, of course, as we already said, the next goal is to explore them to career options and pathways to get there. How do I move on to what's next after high school? We've got courses here that will help your children figure out what's next for them after high school. So that's a very exciting thing about Rancho Vista. You take a look at the goals, the graduation requirements, the credits. You can see on a traditional high school, credits required to graduate 220. At Rancho, it's 190. And for your math, 30, Rancho, it's 20. At the main traditional high school, we're talking Chaparral, Great Oak, TV, elective required 70, Rancho 50. So we're still in the semester schedule, but you can see we have an advantage that less credits are required to get the diploma. And if you break it down all the way for high school graduation from English, math, and science, you can see the differences. So all the way down to we have 190, and the main high schools, the comprehensive high schools, have 220. So credit recovery. Here's what's really cool about Rancho. Every student has a credit recovery class. These are online courses, 5 credits per semester. They get to complete. They can retake classes they previously failed, and they get a chance to get a maximum grade of a C. They get credit. This is really cool. Every student gets a chance to take these recovery classes. So credit recovery is important for our students so that they can make up the credits they may have lost when they were at their other comprehensive high school. So they usually take about 9 weeks to complete. And the good thing is students can take 1, 2, or 3 courses per semester. So it's a little bit more, it can be a little bit quicker for them to get the credits that they need. So, as you see, also students work at their own pace. So credit recovery, a way to make up classes that are failed and move ahead. That's good stuff. So here's some of the classes that are offered at our school. You can see English 11 all the way to work experience, ASB. We have a STEM career exploration lab. We've got biology. We're adding world history this year. We've got art, and we've got product innovation and design. These are really cool classes where kids are working on 3D printers and all the like to do career product innovation. So it's something really special. So these are some of the classes that are offered at our school. So the STEM career exploration lab, let's talk a little bit about that. This is an actual big room. It's a big lab, and it's got 15 or so modules ranging from healthcare to building and construction. The lessons take there's 10 hours of lessons, and there's 5 modules a semester. So these are career exploration. You get the chance to do some drywall, right? Well, I think we would have a phlebotomy where they're taking blood from a dummy mannequin, right? So these are things where kids get to try out, things they might like to do after they're done with Rancho. And as you can see, lots of hands-on activity, and they're also aligned to what's happening at MSJC, that's our local community college. The things that we've chosen go directly to more education you can get at MSJC. And we have CTE manufacturing, and we just talked about this, product innovation and design. It's a 2-year pathway in 1 year. We're talking drafting, CAD, 3D printing, and this is a 2-period block each semester. And this is really something that is a hot topic and a hot thing for our labor market. To be able to do CAD is a really special thing, and we offer it here at Rancho. So we need students to sign up for this opportunity. And your kids can sign up for it during next week when we have our Rancho Strong Week. So CTE manufacturing, pretty cool. Don't have that everywhere. We also have work experience education. All right, so this is, you have a job and you can earn credit at our school for your job. You can earn up to 10 credits per semester, and you attend a work experience education class once a week. You learn job skills, resume writing, all the good stuff, but you get credit here at the school for the job that you already have. That's something else. That's work experience education. People frequently ask us, can I go back to my home school? Well, yes, you can. At the beginning of either semester, you're going to need the following things to be able to return to your home school. You'll need at least 160 credits at the start of your senior year, or 190 credits at the start of the second semester of your senior year. So basically, you're going to need to there's going to be some minimum threshold of classes credits you're going to need to be able to get back to your home school if you want to graduate. And you have to be able to graduate by completing a complete load of classes. You need to only have 6 more. So there's a transfer interview that we would do if you're going back to Chaparral, TV, or Great Oak, and it would address any of those things, including the credits. So yes, you can go back to your home school. Though we got to tell you, a lot of people like to stay here, just warning you. That's a good thing. So why would your student want to come to Rancho Vista? Sometimes you hear some things that, well, at Rancho Vista, I'm not sure, what that's all about, but there's a lot of good things going for Rancho. Smaller class size, 25-1, not the 38 that you're 8-1 that you're getting in some of our bigger schools. And the good thing is we know our students. Look, we only have max 260 students here, not the 3,000 you have at Chap, Great Oak, or TV. So it's a much, much smaller environment. And because of that, we have less drama, right? I'm not talking about theater. I'm talking about the drama that happens when kids interact with other kids. So it's a pretty nice, chill environment. And there's a lot of alternate programs that your students can be involved with, everything from Excelsior to independent study to adult ed, if your child is over 18. So that's something to think about, all the different alternative programs that we offer. So as we continue to talk about why Rancho Vista, why would I want to go there? We've talked about that every student gets a credit recovery class they get to take. They can take up to 7 classes, right? That's very helpful. We have fewer credits to graduate. The classes aren't A through G. That's a term that means very college level rigorous, and that's not what we're doing here at Rancho. So it's a little less rigorous than the comprehensive high schools. We have shorter class periods. The time amount is less, and you can earn partial credits. A credit for every 15 to 19 days that your student is here with us, they can earn credits. And of course, we already discussed the work experience education. That's something that is unique to Rancho. And also here, we've got one-to-one technology. Every student has an iPad that gets issued to work here at the school and also at home. So of course, along with that, we have an agreement about how you're going to use that iPad. There's a technology use and liability agreement. Your kids will sign, you'll sign. We want students to be producers, not consumers. They're making stuff, they're creatives, and we like that. So we want to encourage our kids to do things with their iPad and get them training so they feel comfortable with it. Of course, there is insurance that we encourage you to buy. It's $20, and we have our school business day tomorrow, starting at 8:30. And we encourage you to get the insurance for $20. Bring cash if you can. That's cash or check. But we also need our students to bring the iPads charged every day. The device doesn't do any good if it's not ready to go. So this is pretty cool. Listen to this, the Riz room. We have this room with ping pong tables and foosball. It's open before and after school and break and lunch. It's really a great place for kids to get together and have a good time and relax, between table tennis and shuffleboard. It's good time. So it really is a big room. We would have gaming in there. It's pretty cool. So what do we want from students that are coming to Rancho Vista? Well, we want students to be here, and we want everybody to be here on time. A lot of learning that goes on. We want to make sure that we get every bit of it. And we want our students to be respectful to others. There's ways to solve conflicts. We want conflicts to be resolved peacefully, and we don't want any drama, right? So we want kids to take responsibility for their own actions. So, if we're doing something that's not correct and we get called on it, we admit, hey, I should have done things that way. I need to do things differently. So I know some of these things are a little bit more mature, but being responsible for your actions is a big part of being a young adult. And we encourage that here. So we want students to be safe and the way they act with each other. And we want kids to believe in themselves that they can make it through, they can get their high school diploma, and then they can do something beyond high school. So belief in themselves is a big deal too. So a few more expectations. We have students that come on the bus, kids that park in the parking lot. When they get here, we want them coming right onto campus. No hanging out in the cars. We're not doing the whole hang out in the parking lot for 30 minutes. We do have security cameras all around the campus, so we know what's going on. It's a closed campus. That means you can't leave for lunch. And really, tobacco, drugs, vape, that's not what we want to have here on our campus. We're here to learn. The whole district is tobacco, drug, and vape free. So those stuff, those don't come to school. And other campuses are also off limits during school hours. So we don't want kids coming here and then visiting, TV or SHAP or Great Oak. So it's a good environment here, but it's a safe environment. And we want to make sure that our students are engaged and doing the best they can. And tobacco, drugs, all that stuff is not something we want to have anything to do with our school. Okay, so on student parking, we do have about 45 parking spaces. They are not in the front part of the school. They're a little bit down below. And so that's where we want our students to use the parking lot. There is a huge parking lot, and that actually belongs to Cal State San Marcos, but there's a big row of trees, a lot of shady area for our student parking lot, and come in there, park, and then come right onto campus. Real easy. As far as eating, we have a student store at break. Of course, we have food services at lunch, but we don't do DoorDash, right? We don't have that. So we're just asking everybody, don't put in an order because it's not going to go through. Okay, so bring your own food, eat the food that's here. You can buy food, but we're not doing different delivery services. So here's above map of the student parking lots we were just talking about. You can see right at the top there, it says no. That's the main entrance to the main office, but that's not where our students are supposed to park for Rancho Vista, nor the big parking lot you can see down there on the right. That's not the right one either, but there is one with a big oval at the bottom. Yeah, you can park there and you can walk up. It's just a few minute walk and you're at our high school. So that's what you're looking at when you're looking at this map, where you can park. And our bell schedule. So you may have heard that, remember it used to be on Mondays, there was students arrived late on Mondays. That's all changed, and now it's all early release on Wednesdays. So I know I kind of jumped over the main schedule, but I just want to let you know that there's no early Mondays. Now it's a early release on Wednesday. But first, back to the schedule. You can see we start at 8:45. All the other high schools are starting at 8:30. We're the latest start, 8:45. Check it out. And if you're doing 1 through 7, you're going all the way to 3:10. If you have a 1 through 6 schedule, it's 2:20. But the regular schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, starts at 8:45. And I believe the bus is dropping students off at 8:34, 8:35. So in a few minutes, go right to class. That's a pretty good schedule. The state wanted to change. Teenagers wake up a little later in general. 8:45, that's a nice deal. So on the early release schedule for Wednesday, I just want to emphasize that that release is not for teachers or the adults in the school, it's for students. The adults are still here working on stuff. But there's a breakfast that particular day. On Wednesdays, you get periods 1 through 4, you get a break. That's really what lunch is. There's a coaching period that we've got, and you got a few more classes and you're out by 1:41 on a Wednesday. So that's student early release. That's our bell schedule. Everybody who wanted to wake up late to go to high school, finally it took to 2022. There it is. So, all right, we kind of mentioned already School Business Day. That's tomorrow, starting at 8:30. And there's an hour off for lunch, but then 12:30 to 3, you get to check out your iPad, get your student ID card, get your picture taken. We confirm that your registration is all complete. And so it's a good day to get the stuff that you need so you're ready for the first days of school. That is tomorrow, and that's our day. So please come. Once again, if you're getting an iPad, we mentioned that there's $20 for insurance. We encourage you to get that, cash or check. All right, see you tomorrow at 8:30. The next thing is we do have the first week of school is a modified schedule. It's not, it's not a full day of classes, and really what it is, it's about team building, getting to understand what Rancho Vista High School is all about, meeting with our coaches, figuring out, hey, what's Rancho all about? How do I connect with the different opportunities here? How do I graduate? There's a lot of fun things that we're gonna do. We met today as a staff. We planned some games. We're gonna have a big pancake breakfast on Monday, and on Friday we're gonna have a big barbecue. All that's free. It's gonna be a good time. We encourage you to come and learn what Rancho is all about, and learn how you can get the things that you need. You need to get your high school diploma, and you need to connect with people who are going to help you with your social emotional well-being, and also get you connected with what's after high school. So we start that process next week. It's going to be fun, and it's a modified schedule. You'll be out by 12:15. So make sure you're there for that as well. That's our first week of school, August 15th to the 19th. So here's some of the things that we're doing. We have an iPad training. You get to choose your coach, right? We have some equity access and inclusion meetings. We've got some team challenges. We're going to be playing a lot of games. We're going to be choosing some clubs to go to. Almost every teacher has a club. You're really going to like this. So we really encourage you to be at our first week, and that's next Monday, August 15th. And as you can see here, the buses pick up at 12:15, handing you a sack lunch as you walk out the door if you want one. So this is really cool too, this coaching class. Every student at Rancho Vista is assigned a coach, right? So the coach is someone that will review your career goals, goes over how you're doing, how you're connecting with the school. Transcripts are mentioned here on this slide about, hey, how are you doing getting your goals to graduating? Find Your Grind is a program that we use to help you figure out what to do after high school. What are you going to do when you have to go into the grind? That's the work week, right? But we meet on Wednesdays with coach. You work for about an hour, and then you can meet in small groups with your coach every couple of weeks. But coaching is a unique thing about Rancho that you don't want to miss. And everyone's going to get a coach, and you'll get a chance if you come to our Rancho Strong Week to do just that, to choose your coach. Really unique, really helpful. Okay, so a few safety items, things for you. All of our students are entering to the back gate. We had that map up earlier. There's a bus loop over there. Bus loop drops you off. You walk up a little hill, you walk through the gate, and you come on in, you go to class. We have water bottle filling stations. That's fairly new. And we also are asking, we're trying to make sure that we're good with safety in our bathrooms. We're asking 2 people in the bathrooms at a time. 2 for the girls, 2 for the guys. They're right next to each other, but we want to make sure everybody's safe. So that was a lot, and I went pretty quick. Are there any questions or concerns that you have at this time? You can unmute or you can put something in the chat. Let's see. Got a lot of can you still do sports at a high school? We got to answer there, not CIF sports. Mr. Dignan's our director. He's here with us as well. When do students get their schedule? They'll get their schedules next week.
You want to talk?
No.
So yes,
I have a question.
go for it.
Would this presentation be emailed to the parents so that we have it also?
Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're recording this. So we're going to put it on our website so people can take a look at it.
Oh, okay.
So the whole thing. All right, so there's a lot of other things in the chat.
So let me jump in, Mr. Schlotman,
Sure.
if I can, real quick. Somebody asked the question about schedules, and I just want to clarify.
Sure.
Next week is all Rancho Strong Week. When you come in you'll find out Sunday, you'll be able to look in Infinite Campus, and it will tell you who your temporary coach is. You'll spend Monday with your temporary coach, and it's a short day, right? It's like 8:45 until 12 o'clock, something like that. And we'll do a lot of fun activities, chance to get to know more about Rancho Vista. One of the things you'll do on Monday is you're going to get to know all of the teachers. And then from that opportunity, you get to make a request for who you want your coach to be. You'll tell us your first, second, and third choices. We'll work really hard to try to get you one of those 3, because that coach is going to work with you a lot for the entire year. And then when you come in on Tuesday, you will be assigned to your new coach. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're with your new coach. On, I believe it's Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to go over all the elective options and talk about what the graduation requirements are. And then from there, you're going to do some course selection. And then we will get all your schedules ready, and you will know those the following weekend. So when you come back to school on August 22nd, that Monday, that's when you'll start regular classes. I hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, that's a great
Way
question.
more than I could put in the chat. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Dignan. So what does it mean that a maximum grade is a C? So that was I think that was for credit recovery. So since you already failed the class, the best grade that you can get in that is a C grade. Leslie, that was a great question.
Yeah, so that's our credit recovery. You probably have had Apex at your other high school. We use Edgenuity. Apex is a lot of reading, and we found that most of our students aren't big fans of all that reading. So we use Edgenuity. It's a bunch of about 3 to 5 minute videos, and then you take a quiz based on what you watched in the video. We don't have to do the entire course because you've already tried the course, maybe you didn't have success in it. So we're doing kind of a modified non-college prep version, and that's why there's a maximum grade of a C, but we can get you the credits for it, and that's the important part.
Perfect. Someone else asked, go ahead, sorry. someone asked, we have to get an iPad. And yes, we want all of our students to have an iPad.
We will give you an iPad. We will
Yeah.
check one out to you. You don't have to bring your own. In fact, you can't bring your own because you won't connect to the Wi-Fi.
Right. So someone wanted to know if they can come early tomorrow. I guess we won't be set up until around 8:30.
Yeah, I think I took care of that one for them. That was
Okay.
an earlier one. Do kids get to choose their classes? They'll get to choose a lot of their classes. Basically, their electives, they're going to, and we can't promise it, but we'll do our best job to match them up. But many students there are classes you have to have, right? If you're a junior, you have to have US history. If you're a senior, you have to have Gov and Econ. You have to have English. We have to make sure we're going to help you get the graduation requirements, and then we'll add the electives onto that. But yes, you get input into your electives.
Yeah, they'll be filling out a Google form letting us know what they're interested in. So we have a big list and they'll get to choose.
Yeah, transportation. There should have been a welcome email that went out to everybody, and it should have had information about transportation.
Yes.
When you come in tomorrow, if you check with Miss Lisa, our secretary, she's wonderful. She can help you. I don't know what the distance is. I know there's a bus that comes straight to the school, straight down French Valley. So if you're out there, there's that bus. There's also buses from other areas of Chaparral and TV, and I think Great Oak. So you have to go through the district transportation and request transportation through them.
Yeah, usually it's around 3.5 miles as the crow flies, but you can definitely check with transportation. They'll let you know. So let's see, what other questions are we answering? I'm looking at your chat. Thank you, Mr. Diggin, for answering a lot of those questions on there as I was talking. At coaching, do the coaches know if their students are making process and credit recovery? That's a great question. I think they have access to the campus.
Yeah, typically our coaches, now your coach may actually be a credit recovery teacher, in which case they can look it up immediately, but they can always check with your teacher. And as a student, you can always check in your Edgenuity and see where you're at. And we can also give, I think parents can get access to that as well, if they want to see what kind of progress your students are making in the Edgenuity credit recovery classes. And I see a lot of questions on here about buses. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't have that information, but if you go through the district transportation, if you go to their website, I will try to look it up right now and put it in the chat.
Leslie put it in the chat. Thanks, Leslie. It's for 3.25 area miles from their home high school. So are there exceptions for the bus?
Yeah, again, that's going to be a question we're going to have to ask. They're going to have to ask through transportation.
Yeah, there was a transportation link in the letter we sent home. So definitely check that out. And if you come in, we can also help you out with that question. Can you keep the iPad issued from TVHS? They're probably going to want theirs back. Yeah. So give theirs back and we'll give you one from us.
And typically TVHS, I don't think they issue iPads, they issue Chromebooks.
Yeah, so it's a different thing. If you're a senior, do you get a free period? So that's a good question. I know there's some students are on a 1 through 6, some are on a 2 through 7, some students are on a 1 through 7. I guess it'll depend on their need when they come in here. We do have a counselor that is looking at what all of your students need, exactly what credits they need to graduate. So I guess that would depend on what the need is.
So let me help with that one.
Sure, go for it.
You have to be on track to meet the graduation requirement, and ours is 190 credits. If you can get to that, meet that 190 credit with less than a full schedule, then you can take less than a full schedule. State law says at a continuation school, you must be enrolled in a minimum of 15 hours per week. In order to meet the 15 hours per week, you have to be enrolled in 4 of our classes. So 4 would be the minimum, but only if that 4 gets you to the 190 graduation down the road. But remember, we also have work experience. So if you've got a job, that could be one of your classes. So you could do 3 classes with us and work experience. That's a great opportunity. So, and again, we can work with our counselor on that. We just want to make sure that you are on track to graduate because that's our #1 priority.
Oh man. Let's see. I was told all the work is done in class and there isn't any homework. Is that correct? What's the answer to that one, Mr. Diggin?
Yeah, it's obviously that's case by case. If you're taking care of your business, you can get, I'm going to tell you, you can get 90% of your stuff done in class. We don't emphasize a lot of homework, but if you're not coming to school, you're going to have to do makeup work. That's homework. If you're not paying attention in class and not getting your stuff done, that's going to be homework. But I would agree, we do not have college prep classes. Our classes are less rigorous, so we certainly have significantly less homework.
And I also like Leslie. Leslie knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Leslie, I'm hiring you.
Yes, I'm going to hire you too, Leslie. RTA is either free or very reduced fare for youth too. So that's awesome. So check out RTA. All right, she's laughing at us. Thanks, Leslie. All right, let's see. Will the coaches go over classes and credits with the students to make sure they are selecting the classes they need?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One of the major things we do in Rancho Strong Week. And all the teachers are very good at reading transcripts, and they're going to teach the students how to read their own transcript. What a concept, right? So they can look and know what they're missing, and then from that help to figure out what classes they need to graduate. And obviously our counselor will double check everything.
And is there another option to make up a language course? So do we have anything on Apex or Edgenuity on that?
No, we'd have to do that through, I think we can do it through Edgenuity. I don't quote me on that, but I think we can do a Spanish class through there.
Okay.
And somebody asked about prom. In the past, we've been invited to the prom to join Temecula Valley High School. They've been wonderful at letting our students go. We had so many students attend this last year. We blew up the numbers way more than we've ever had, that there's talk that we may actually have our own prom this year. And you can always, if you are invited as a guest to one of the other high schools, you can always go to one of the other high schools' proms, as you could from anywhere else.
As a guest.
As a guest.
Yes. Kyle says, can you attend business day if not fully enrolled? Well, I don't think you'll get an iPad if you're not fully enrolled. But
yeah, come down to business day. We'll help you.
Yeah.
If you're missing something on the OLR, we can help you do that. That's one of the reasons we're doing the business day, is to support you with that.
And we just so you know, we do have we'll have several computers set up so that folks can finish that. But let me tell you, if one of the things you need to do is complete your residency, make sure you bring your residency documentation with you. We can help you scan that and upload that to finish your OLR. Okay.
Somebody asked a question about, can I get the iPad on Monday morning if I can't make it tomorrow? We really want you to be there tomorrow because we need to get all that stuff checked off. If you can't, then I would suggest come in a little early on Monday. I think they'll probably be ready to start handing out iPads about 8 o'clock for anybody who didn't make it. But I would say, if you roll in at 8:45, it's going to be harder to get you the iPad. Try to get there early if you have to.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if we missed anybody or any questions. Scrolling back here.
Kyle, would you do me a favor and put your last name into the chat, and I will see if you were enrolled or not.
I think Rancho Vista sounds like a great school. I wish all high schools were like this. I bet the amount of resources that you guys have. Our kids that are having to come to you now probably wouldn't have had the problems that they had if they had, resources and counselors that had more time to help.
Desiree, I'm going to tell you, I think our high schools do an amazing job. We have 3,000 students at each high school. And I think for the most part, they meet the needs of probably 90 to 95% of our students. And that's kudos to them. But, you can't put everybody into the same box. And a lot of our students it didn't work for them. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. And as Mr. Schlotman pointed out, our kids really have 3 things in common: a history of failure, otherwise you wouldn't be credit deficient, probably a level of trauma in your life, and probably not a lot of knowing where you're going next. And that makes, why do I go to school if I don't know what I'm doing next? And so we really try to emphasize that. So thank you for saying that. But that's what continuation school is all about. I will be honest with you. There's a lot of negative thoughts out there about continuation school. There's a lot of negative perception. And what you will hear over and over and over from our students is, I wish I had come sooner. I wish I had come sooner.
Right.
And I just want to point out, Desiree, for the record, Desiree was not paid to make that comment. It was a genuine comment. Thank you, Desiree. All right.
Okay. John, I'm sorry. I'm having issues getting into Infinite Campus right now. I was going to look up to see if you're enrolled. So roll in tomorrow. I'll try to look it up before we get out of here, but right now my Infinite Campus isn't opening up.
And the question was, what's the earliest time I can drop off my student? Our staff doesn't need to arrive until 8:30. I know we have office staff that is here earlier than that. They might have to hang out and about, but there aren't adults really on campus, super early. So
I would say if it's an issue for you, reach out to Mr. Slotman,
Yeah.
have a conversation tomorrow, and we can probably work something out to help you.
yeah, we do have some students that do arrive super early. There's parents that drop their kids off at 6:30 in the morning. We don't necessarily like that, but if that's the only way they get here,
Yeah,
we'll work with it.
you. Donovan, you asked about Excelsior. Excelsior is actually a program at Susan Nelson, which is independent study. And really it's put together for students who really struggled at Rancho Vista. And so those students who weren't able to come every day, they struggled, still couldn't get their attendance right. Excelsior is really for them. And at this time of the year, it's really about students who didn't graduate last year. So they're fifth year seniors at Excelsior. We will start talking Excelsior with some of fourth year seniors, but that happens in the spring. So that's a little bit more rare. And then Lillian, you asked about drama and choir. We don't, unfortunately, we're just pretty small, but we do have a lot of clubs, and we're really emphasizing the clubs and getting people engaged and involved. And so you may be able, if you find a teacher who wanted to sponsor a club in something along that, we could certainly do that.
And thanks for the feedback, Timothy, about what the high schools like back in Massachusetts. They knew what they were doing. Can I go to TMR by 10:30? Probably my last one. Yes, Angelina, if you need to come in, we need to come in. We want you in here. Come on in. Even if your last meeting starts with something else.
Sure, yeah, all of our grades are posted in Infinite Campus. Most of our all teachers have a Canvas class. So you're still familiar with Canvas. I know the students are. And that's probably the best place to find out about assignments, not Infinite Campus. But for assignments, use Canvas just like you did at the other sites. And Timothy, I'm the CTE director as well. So speaking my language, thank you. Shout out to that.
All right, school supplies that are needed. Wow, let's see here.
Yeah, and on the times for tomorrow, guys, just letting you know, that's just a suggestion. We're just trying not to have everybody come at the same time.
Yeah.
Can't come at the time it says, come another time. We'd much rather have you come at a different time than not come.
So school supplies they need. Something to write with. They need their iPad. They need their iPad charged, and of course we're giving the iPad and the charger.
Bring the iPad charged every day.
That's a big thing. So,
they do that. That's 90% of what they need.
Amen. So lots of great questions, everybody.
How they can get their phone charged every freaking day, right? Never show up with a phone that isn't charged, but their iPads.
Yeah.
Those are things that don't come up.
That's an extra level. All right. What else do you guys got for us?
And you're welcome to just unmute if that works better for you. You don't have to put it in the chat.
Absolutely. We missed something?
I have a question,
Go for
Absolutely.
actually. My son does really, really well with like group projects and conversation and class and contributing. He tends to fall apart when it comes to like, okay, now we're going to do X, Y, and Z on your own. So are the classes engineered a little bit differently to have more like hands-on or things like that? Or are they kind of organized the same as like a traditional school?
Well, if we did the same thing the traditional schools did, our students would get the same results they got there. So I think our teachers work really hard at trying to do a lot of collaborative projects, doing a little outside the box thinking. That's one of the reasons we're an iPad school. iPad, right? Think different, be different. And so we really emphasize trying to do some things very creatively, and allowing students to express themselves in different ways, but also emphasizing that group aspect. So hopefully that will help Donovan.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So as far as graduation day and packets for students to know about how to pay for everything and all that stuff, yes, you'll get all that information. We'll send it to you. You have plenty of time ahead of time to figure it all out, to pay for it. So just like a regular high school.
Historically, the other high schools graduate on Thursday night, and we graduate the day after on Friday, just because we don't have a place to graduate on our campus, so we need to use their campuses.
We were at Great Oak last year, right?
Yeah, we used Great Oak last year. We've used it the last couple of years.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, our graduation's way shorter, way more fun. Parking is easy. Okay, good stuff.
Good stuff.
I had a question about making up PE credits. Do they make those up the same way that they make the other stuff up?
We would typically put them into a PE class. We do offer PE on our campus, PE too. It's rare that we would allow somebody to make it up in Edgenuity. They can, but we believe that they would typically take it on campus with us.
All right.
Angelina, you have to have a total of 190 credits, but remember it's specific credits, not just 190. They have to be the right 190.
I was just a little bit confused because I came from San Diego and their credits there, how they count it was way different than here. So I was a little bit confused about that.
Angelina, not a problem. Talk to your coach and or the counselor. And if the coach can't answer your question, they'll direct you to the counselor, but we'll get you taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
The date of graduation, I don't have my calendar in front
The
of me.
last day of school. I think it's July or June 8th or
Don't make
9th.
me come in July.
No, dude, I wouldn't do that to you. Did I not tell you that when you took this job that it was in July? No, never mind.
So let's
I'm
see.
looking it up.
Okay, he's looking it up.
Meredith, you were putting pressure on me.
Good night.
June 9th. Thanks, Meredith.
June 9th. That is anticipated to be our day of graduation. It's not rock solid yet, but 90%. Now, that's a great group. You got good questions.
Yeah.
Get close on the top.
Okay, somebody trying to ask a question?
Uh-oh, what did I do? Yeah, any more questions? You guys got a lot of good questions here. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Come on, yeah, go for it.
Are the kids allowed to play sports at a different school?
They can't play CIF sports. If it's a club sport, and we used to have quite a few club sports at the high schools. I don't know how many we have anymore. But CIF does not allow continuation high school students to participate at other high schools. It's not allowed.
And obviously you guys don't have really like any activities or anything. Do you guys have like ASB or anything of that nature?
Yep, we have a leadership class that's amazing, does a terrific job. In fact, the teacher of our ASB, Mrs. Cunningham, was selected as the district teacher of the year last year. She's a rock star, so very involved ASB. If that's something they want to be involved with, we do. Like I said, we have a lot of clubs. The clubs are very involved. We do a lot of on-campus activities.
A lot of lunch activities.
A lot of lunch activities. We did the cultural fair last year. Leadership's doing a lot of great things. So really excited.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And how many credits can be earned in one semester? That's a great question.
Well, if you take 7 classes, 6 of those are not our typical classes. So you could earn 30 credits in those 6 classes. Then in one of your classes, a credit recovery class. So let's say you really worked hard and you got 4 Edgenuity classes done. That would be 20 credits. So you could get 50 credits. I mean, that's a stretch, but you could do it.
So at a typical high school, you're only getting those 30 credits, right? If you're doing 6 classes.
Yeah, actually our high schools now will allow them to take a 7th class online. So they can get to 35, but it's our ability to do the credit recovery that's making it a lot easier for you.
Yeah, that's a big opportunity here with Rancho. All right. Carl says she needs to go. Can I see you tomorrow? Yes, we'll be here tomorrow.
I will not, but Mr. Schlottman will be.
Come on in.
He's lined up out. In fact, he's got a lot of leftover food from the breakfast this morning. So if you come by early, he might hook you up. All right. Any other questions? We'll get you folks out of here.
Well, I just want to thank you all for joining us. We had at one time 44 people online. We just appreciate your interest, and we're coming in for our school business day tomorrow, starting at 8:30. And really, come when you can. That's the most important thing, that you come tomorrow. Between 11:30 and 12:30, we're not doing anything, but between 8:30 and 11:30 and 11:30 to 3, we're here to serve you. So come on in.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to tell you, this is a really special place, and it's hard for me. I was the principal the last 3 years, so I'm here to help Mr. Schlottman, and I'll be around a little bit. But it's a staff like no other. I've been doing this a long time. I think I'm in my 35th year now, and it is the best staff I've ever been around. And they care about kids. They will bend over backwards to help your students. But the students also have to put some work in, and I think it's a great fit. So it's one of the best kept secrets around. Please don't share it with everybody because we like to keep it kind of low key. But I think your students are really going to enjoy it. And next week's going to be a lot of fun with Rancho Strong Week. Really getting the students to understand that school doesn't have to be what it was. This is something totally different. A lot of what you're going to hear is, yeah, we don't do that here. Yeah, we don't do that here. We do it different. Okay. So great to see you guys, Mr. Schlotman. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody. We're
Bye,
signing
guys.
off now. We appreciate you being here tonight. Come in tomorrow. Take care.